Like if you're like a good person and you just want to do good, but you know the world is bad, you should come here.
Yeah, exactly. We will
And
respect you for who you are, no matter like what you think.
100%. Do you guys have anything you want to add to that?
I want to say that this group that I've been a part of, like everybody that I've met so far, is like in DreamOn is like really cool. Um, Nothing but nice things to say. Like everybody's cool. We do these cool community night things. The VC's always lit. Like shout out Prince Demon. He's
Hell yeah.
hilarious.
Actually, though, dude,
Like everybody,
hilarious, dude.
We don't like Merlin though.
The ultimate crash out, bro.
We don't like Merlin, dude.
Oh god, wait. Oh, did
Jack,
Austin
do you
leave
have
it?
anything you want to say about that?
No, it's just ever since I joined DreamOn back in February, so it's been a while, like almost over half a year since I joined DreamOn. I would say that just DreamOn as a whole has, I'd say, changed me as a person, but I'd say just changed me as a person for the better, 100%. Like I've been introduced to some amazing and very kind people, but I've also had ups and downs because that's just how every group goes. No group is perfect, but every group has their ups and downs. But we get through that always. That's
Yo,
what we always do at DreamOn.
W explanation, by the way. That was beautifully said, dude. That was beautifully said. I do have two questions. I have one question I'm gonna ask both of you guys, okay? Because I think that it's good for people to understand that. Because I've been struggling with trying to make an intro to Dream On video for a long time. So, Austin, I'll start with you. What type of person do you think should join Dream On?
what's up?
We can't hear you, Austin. You're muted. You're muted. Microphone,
Someone
dog.
that can roll punches.
We didn't
Oh
hear a
no,
word
it's
you
delayed.
said.
Someone that
It's delayed.
can be really personable. I'm muted. Fuck.
What's going on?
No, his thing is super
Is it-
laggy and delayed.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that. That was on time. That was good. Now we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
It's really delayed.
What is that? Why is it delayed?
What the heck?
Here, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's not the fact that we
But-
can't hear you. It's just that it's like delay and glitchy.
Sometimes the stream, like sometimes.
And hop out of the call. Hop out of the call real quick, and then unplug the and then plug it back in and shit, and then join the call again.
Dude.
He probably is on delay with me. Just turn on and off the cam. Says Getsu. Also, hi, what's up, Getsu? You joined at a great time. Holy shit, dude. Dude. Fucking Austin, no, dude. No, dog.
Austin, no.
It doesn't have to be this way. Hi, Getsu. Well, I don't know if he's going to talk over you, otherwise I would just go to you.
So, wait, what was the question? I was distracted by Austin. Whatever.
So, like, just in general, like, I just think it, like I said, I was struggling to find, like, oh my God, PC moment. Oh, yeah, for sure. I was struggling to find, like, an actual, like, I've been trying to make an intro to Dream On video for a long time and, like, what it is. But I guess, like, my question to you is, like, what type of person do you think should inquire to join Dream On and like, not necessarily, like, who, like, their fucking archetype, you know, but, like, what type of person do you think would be interested?
Can you hear me?
God damn it. Your mic's so fucked up, dude. And your
Can you not
camera's
hear
up.
me? Can y'all not hear me?
Dude, your mic is fucked up. Like, it was working fine earlier. I don't know if you messed around with it or what.
I don't know. My computer is.
This computer is fucked.
Unplug it and leave the call. Plug it back in. Or just hit the restart button. That's actually a valid answer.
So just restart your PC.
Yeah, and then we'll just come back to you. You know what I mean?
So, okay, I think the type of person to join DreamOn, in my opinion, I think should always be someone who isn't like just overall a bad person. It's kind of hard to explain that, but I would always say that like someone who is always nice to others, always has something nice to say, and whenever they say something that's like that can be mean, and if it actually hurts the person's feelings, that they would always like apologize or like they would always, no matter what, see like ask what's wrong, or never say anything that's like controversial. But even if they do, always make it in like a joking way, in my opinion. Cause like
Great recovery.
we have Quay. I'm gonna say that we have Quay, but
Yeah.
Quay says it. He says it in a funny way, and then if it's actually like bad, he'll apologize and stuff. But there's a lot of DreamOn members who I will say this: they say some stuff, but at the same time they make it in a joking way, which makes it funny. Like we got Prince Demon saying this crazy shit, and
Fact.
but at the same time he's hilarious. He's a hilarious dude.
Oh,
Prince Demon is actually really fucking funny, dude.
He's
That was
funny.
also
He's
very
nice. He's just a very good guy.
That was
But
a
no,
good explanation too.
I would just say just people that are nice, people that are you don't even gotta be funny. Just be a nice person. Don't be a dick, and if you are a dick, make it at least try to make it funny. But
That was very nicely explained, Jack.
thank you.
All right, Austin.
Oh
Dear
my
God. No, bro. You need to change the microphone settings on your Discord, bro. You like go into sound settings and make sure the microphone is connected to the microphone you're using. Said love my homie. That is the homie dog. It wouldn't be a DreamOn production without some form of technical difficulty.
That is true. Welcome to DreamOn. We have many technical difficulties.
Do you think he can hear us?
I think so.
I can hear him. I just read his mouth, dude. He just said he could hear us. Dude, you go to microphone settings on Discord because your mic is not being picked up. It says your mic is
Okay,
being
yeah,
picked up. There we go.
I'm not the greatest with calls. Sorry about that. Hold on.
It's all good.
Should have.
Why is it so fucking laggy, bro?
Bro, who's on Netflix? What's going on?
I am a boomer with technology.
I'm a
But we were
I
but
can
we
hear
were.
you just fine. I can hear you perfectly fine.
It's just your camera, like you at like your video, is not matching up with your audio. I think Getsu made a good
Hold
point,
on.
dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
either that or hit the reset button. You know what I mean?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but your video is all like glitchy and not like I see your mouth moving and then I hear the word 10 seconds later. Just restart everything, dude. Just restart your PC and then rejoin the call. There we go. Okay. All right, Rowan, we're back.
Oh, there we go.
We're back. So we're gonna wait for Austin to come back, dude. Like I said, wouldn't be DreamOn Productions without some level of technical difficulties. I think something that you mentioned that like I thought was like important is like people saying like controversial shit, but people are gonna do that anyways. But I think it's important that people take accountability, and we're all about second chances over here.
100%.
And there's people on DO that have made mistakes and stuff like that, and like got ostracized from their communities and stuff that we're like give them another chance because like everyone deserves to be a part of something, and a lot of people feel like they're a part of nothing.
Yeah.
I guess that's like a really good way for me to describe it. So I guess that's kind of like the general consensus of what we do over here.
Yeah.
Shill time, perfect intro. What? Okay. Whoops. Okay. So in terms of shilling, we have our Discord server, !DreamOn. I'll have the Discord link there. Join it up. We're gonna do a bunch of cool shit in there. We do a bunch of different events. This is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/twitch.ssb. Rowan, twitch.tv/R0WIN1.
Yes, sir.
And come follow us, come check us out. We're always playing video games, doing different shit, and like we want to start doing more of this stuff and kind of working more with like on the mental health side. But we also want to have fun too, bro. We're not just here to fucking tell everyone to be positive all the time. We do that though, but we want to talk about some cool shit, and we plan on it. My YouTube channel, same handle, switch.ssb. Like I said, this is going on YouTube. It'll probably be Rowan. You putting this on your YouTube channel too?
Yeah.
What's your YouTube link?
It's just Rowan. Just R0WIN.
Okay, you heard it here. There's like a lot of other people on DreamOn and stuff like that. Shout out Getsu, just Getsu. Shino's there. Who am I missing? J-Bob FR. You can check them out on all the socials. Again, they're all in the Discord. I hit my sub goal yesterday. I'm gonna do that raffle in the middle of this, dude. And let me tell you, bro, it's so scuffed. It's so scuffed. You're on it though. I just went through my sub list and just with that's just how we're gonna run it. But I'm giving away a 101 Dream On merch item, and we're gonna see who wins it in a little bit. While we're waiting for Austin to get back, um,
J-Bub is the go. I agree, Darkstar, 100%.
so this is something that I think is interesting to talk about because I think that like in general with Twitch communities and everything with the internet and stuff like that, like there's a lot of people that don't know how to handle. Like we're gonna stick with one thing right now, and that's like I put game in quotations on the itinerary for this, or like how to handle relationships, and like
Mm-hmm.
I can elaborate on that, and like when I say game, every like okay, bro, I'm gonna all right, here we go. Every person has like a move, right? So
Yeah.
like if you know someone likes you, or if you want to test if someone likes you, everyone's got a move,
Mm-hmm.
and it's unique to you. But I do think it's important that we talk about what we do.
Okay.
And would you like to go first, Rowan?
I mean, I'm trying to like kind of just elaborate on just that kind of questions.
Well, here,
Like,
let me rephrase it. He said
yeah.
my move is. Surianu said my move is upbeat. That's his fucking incredible answer. Like, okay, so you know someone you likes you, right? How do you figure that out? How do you achieve the next step?
I think the way that at least the way that I do it is whenever I like someone, or at least I enjoy like being around someone, is that's mainly how I know I enjoy being around the person. They enjoy being around me. But also the main thing about that is just be yourself. I would say 100%.
That's fact. That's facts.
If you're trying to get into a relationship with someone, or build a relationship with someone, never ever lie about the person that you actually are. Like that's always how I am. Like I'm a dumbass and I act like I act goofy as fuck, like in person around my friends. And if the person that I'm talking to doesn't like that, then fuck off. I don't care. That's just
The
who I
door
am.
is right there.
Exact door right there. Literally right there.
What?
Oh,
Are you getting
shit.
echo?
Austin, you
Austin,
got echo.
use your phone, dog.
Yeah, I'm going to use my phone. I am so sorry.
No, it's
No,
all
you're
good.
good. You're good. You're good.
No worries.
Take your time. Take your time. But like, leave the call while you're doing it.
Okay, I am leaving this call.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
Just wind it back up on your phone. You're good, bro.
Okay.
God, I hate.
Gets you. I was about to say that. Are we good?
I think.
All right. So let me give my explanation.
Yeah,
All right. So first off, I am Unk.
yeah.
To Rowan, I am Unk.
That is
Austin is
true.
as well. There he is. Like
Oh my god. I look stupid.
Rowan's still, you know, dude, he's still a little bro, dude. He's still in high school and shit. I'm 24, graduated college. Austin's around my age too. But one thing I will say, like, here, like for an explanation of move, right? So here, this kind of makes sense. I'm gonna give you two examples, dude. I'm gonna give you an example of my friend and how much of a piece of shit this move is real fast. This shit's funny as fuck. So my dude, right? He would like go like say like I'm gonna advance the topic and say like we were at a bar or something like that, and he's got some girl or whatever, and she came back. His move would be to have her come into his room. He would shut the door and he had a world map and he traveled a lot. And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I was like here, here, and here," and then he would just be like, "Oh, like lay down with me." I think that's scummy as fuck. I'm not friends with this dude anymore, by the way. Just in case you
Had
guys
to
are
add
wondering.
that.
My move, though, I've done this. This works for me perfectly every time. First off, I agree with what Rowan says. You need to be yourself because if you are yourself, you at least understand the demographic and the people you attract.
Exactly.
I can look at a girl and be like, oh, she's into me, just based on the way she is. But what I do is, you know, I feel out the vibe. I think it's important. I think people say ignorance is bliss. I don't think it is in this sense. You kind of need to understand a little bit of like how human interaction works. But if I think this girl's into me, she's making a lot of eye contact. She's laughing at everything I say, even though it's not funny or whatever. Or she's trying to get me to talk to her in front of a bunch of people or whatever, dude. And I'll approach her at a point where it's just me and her. And I'll be like, I think you have a crush on me. I'll just straight up say it. I won't ask. I'll just say it. I think you have a crush on me. And then fucking every time, yeah. And then I go, yeah, we can expand on this. You know, what's your number? Blah, 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 blah.
Mm.
Easy fucking money. Do.
Dio. Yeah.
But like, does that explain a move better?
Yeah. I'd say
So
I
do you
think
want?
it also just depends because like we have 3 different age groups here right now. I
Me and
think.
Austin are the same age.
Are you the same age, really?
He's like a little bit younger than me, but not
I'm
by much.
22. Yeah, I'm a couple years younger.
God
Also, don't
damn.
mind the voice because I have a cold. I think so. Like I'm cooked right now, but
Yo, technical difficulty solved, dude. This is incredible.
Exactly, bro. It's all good. No worries, no worries.
what
Dream
have I
on is
missed so far? What have
so
I missed?
you came at the perfect time because I'm coming right to you. But what you dream on is what girls say when I try to talk to them for real, for real. That's what I'm talking about, dog. I I got your girl
Yo,
dreaming on while she's never sleeping, bro.
bro, they know what's up. They know what's up.
Exactly, bro.
So
Exactly. They're a part of
Austin,
Dream
They
On. They
know.
just don't know it yet.
Austin, we were talking about like because we get a lot of questions and stuff like that, and a lot of people like especially in internet culture don't really understand like how to like hit on people or like pick people up or like be able to read that. So we were talking about like everyone has like a move, right? And I just explained mine. So like if you know a girl likes you or whatever and you like her, but it hasn't been established, you need to figure that out. How do you go about that? What's your move?
Um. Well, it kind of varies for me. If it's a girl I don't know but I've seen her before, sometimes I'll make up something and well, so let's talk this one girl that I messed with over the summer. She worked at a restaurant and we went there for my dad's birthday and I didn't know her very well, but I saw her at the gym, right? And usually like I don't approach people at the gym, right? That's like
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm against that because nobody wants to be
I
bothered.
agree
But
with that.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, hundred
I
percent.
thought I made an exception because I thought she was like really pretty. I was like, you know what, fuck it, dude. Like I'll just say I'll break my rule for one time. So it was weird because she was on like the stairmaster, and I go up to her. Sometimes I just cold approach, and I don't know if others are as privileged to do that, but sometimes it's a cold approach. Sometimes here also what else will works. Getting involved. If you see someone that you like, get involved in activities, and if you know get activities like in your community, and if you somehow run into them, like be super casual about it, right? But like see if you can get closer to them to there, you know, like work together with them on some sort of project or like if you're in a class with them, you know, stay up late like doing that work and then, you know, it kind of just comes naturally. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes if you like a girl, like I don't know, I'm weird about it. I either approach and just straight up ask, you know, tell her I think she's pretty, you know, I like to take her on a date or just, you know, get involved with some sort of activity so you kind of get to know her but like in a friend sense, you know, don't make it romantical yet. You don't have to compliment her or anything. Just, you know, do like say you're like playing like sports or something and you know, you pair up with her. You pair up with her, you're like, "Oh yeah, you know, you're what's left." And you just, you know, you get to know her better by doing that. And if you decide that you still like her, you know, maybe just be like, "Hey, you want to you want to be friends on like Instagram or Snapchat or something." And, you know, be casual about it. Don't rush into things because fools rush in. So
He hits him with the Perez.
yeah, you gotta only
Perez. I can't do it right now, bro. I
You
tried.
roll your
only
R's.
fools rush in though because you don't want to rush things along because you don't want them to make it think you're desperate, right? Even
Oh
if you
yeah.
are, you don't want to give off that impression. So always take your time with things. You know, I'd say give it about a week or two before you start. If you get that tone that you get that tone if they're not like being short and concise with you and they're not like going days without talking to you, like I think that it's okay for you to make a move after like about a week or a week and a half. You can like ask them like, "Hey, you want to go get food? You want to do this?" And I think it's a lot simpler than people think. Maybe I'm privileged, I don't know, but
No, I like your explanation is actually really good. There's a few things that you said that had like a little bit of underlying meaning explain to people. First off, waiting is definitely important. Desperation reeks of lack of confidence. So that's a key thing there for sure.
mm,
Definitely, dude. By the way, this isn't just about guys dating girls. By the way, like
Yeah,
this works synonymously across all of dating. It doesn't matter if you're whatever gender creed. It doesn't make a difference. This works.
it
Just
works.
in our we're talking about what works for us, and maybe it gives you an idea, and you can expand upon what we're saying. But confidence is definitely the keyest thing, bro.
I would say the
Like
main thing about trying to, I'd say, just find a partner is confidence. Maybe if you don't have like a lot of confidence, at least try to have at least a little bit of confidence. At least try to at least go out of your comfort zone a tiny bit when it comes to confidence. But also, the main thing about trying to find a partner is just spend quality time with them. Even if it's not
mhm.
like the way that you could tell that this person could be for me is that if y'all get along, if y'all are acting like best friends, and but here's the if y'all are like flirting along with the same thing, but also at the same time, because like I'm younger than y'all, so the main thing I look for in a person is like like energy, because like my ass got ADHD and it is like heavily needed that
Hell yeah!
some
Shout out ADHD.
Yo, same, bro,
Yeah,
same.
yeah, let's go.
I have to stimulate, but when I'm playing Smash, I gotta stimulate. Just mash AB over and over again. That's the man of the shield.
Yo,
The man of
dude,
the shield.
let's go, dude.
But no, I think
Let's
for
go.
me, when it comes to finding a relationship, I need someone who high in energy will like play video games with me, has some at least some of the same interests as me, is because like I love to cook, and if because like in the future, whenever I'm like an adult and whatnot, and my partner doesn't really like cooking that much, I don't mind cooking at all, because like I'm someone who like I treat my partner like the king or queen that they deserve to be treated like. That's the one thing that I follow. But at the same time, I know that's not for everyone. So I would say to everyone follow that, because not a lot of people, or not a lot of like men, women, whatever. Not a lot of people like being treated like that. Some people don't like being treated like that, but that's just how I like. That's just how I treat my partner. But
I also a very good explanation, but definitely like there's I think well first off I had to read this, bro. Getsu said I like cooking nades, and I saw that coming a mile away, dude. I knew the cooking nades part was coming afterwards.
bro, I
I
like
will
cooking
say
plebs
though,
and elite Spanish.
like
Sorry.
vibes are hella important. Also, I think it's important just to like not force this situation. And yeah, I Austin said it too, and also yeah, Austin said it first is what I meant to say. But Austin said um, that if you don't force interactions, things just kind of happen,
Yeah.
and you kind of want to let it come to you. And like the reason behind letting it come to you is because during that time you're waiting, you should be working on you, and the right person will fall in line.
I
And
want to add two notes when you're done. I want to add like two more notes.
no, that's fine. I have
So,
a, I want to. We're going like one layer deeper in the next question, but go ahead.
so for me, it's two other things I want to add. Do not force if you find them physically attractive, but you can't stand them as a person. Do not try to fix them. Don't think that
Fact,
you cannot fix anybody. Like
fact.
especially at me and you, it's different for Rowan, but like for me and you, Cole, like once you have that established, like you meet somebody and they're this certain person, you're not changing them. You are
Mm-mm.
never gonna change them.
They're not
They
going
are
to
gonna
change
be the
you.
way they. Yeah, exactly. If you can't be cool with the fact what they are, who they are right then and there, then it's not gonna work. I say save both the trouble.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's also important to let them know that the fucking door's right there if that's the case. Because like
Exactly.
And one
sometimes
more
you're going to
thing
be
is,
in a situation where people are disagreeable, but you got to stand up in that.
and another thing is, make sure you love yourself. Make sure well, you don't have to be like perfect. You don't have to be like the richest person ever, but make sure that you love yourself enough to where you don't let people walk on you, and you don't let yeah, like make sure
That
you love
DO
yourself.
shit.
Make
And
sure.
what you said actually leads into my next question because a lot of people look for something. I mean, like in a psychological sense, it
Mhm.
does. Lewd socket, fuck you, dude. Get out of my chat. Um, fucking bot, dude. Like in order to achieve what you said about loving yourself, experience you have to experience something that gives you confidence, right? So like what we'll start with you, Jack, on this one. Like
Mm-hmm.
what like and this is the thing. This is something I used to teach people all the time. This is an empowerment thing. Like what is it about you that makes you a confident person? Because I know you are. You're one of my good friends. I know you are. Everyone has insecurities, by the way. I do too. I'm not a fucking perfect human being. I know Austin feels the same way. It's okay. You gotta be humble about shit. But go ahead, Jack.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I feel like for me the thing that makes me confident is just that every single time I would say just trying to find like a partner whenever it comes to just confidence, I would say that if like I think I've already said this, but just being myself, and if they don't like it, again the door's right there. But also the way that I get confidence is I just tell myself that just be yourself. It really, if they don't like you, then they don't like you, and that's not gonna change you.
Well, let me rephrase the question real quick. What is it about you as a person? What do you like about yourself? What makes you confident?
I think mainly that I've been told that I'm just I don't know, just kind of a goofy person, or just kind of just a dumbass, I guess. Like not in like a mean way, but like
So funny.
Yeah, a funny
I
person.
get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. No, I 100% get it. Because
'Cause,
they
like,
love that. They love that. People love that.
Yes. Look at Pete Davidson. He ain't the best looking dude, and look what he did. You know, I mean, for real, dog. Like,
I think
either goes, I guess again, both plays, bro.
the main thing that every single person, if you're trying to find a partner, the main thing that every single one of them looks for is a sense of humor, a good sense of humor, and a great personality. That's the one thing that they all look for.
You gotta have
And
fun, dude.
Exactly. Oh, always the way that I'd say is that if someone is trying to get confidence, try to make things funny. I'd say try to make things funny and always just try to have a good time. Even if it's like a situation where it's like you're down and you're not having the best day. Oh, like maybe text that one person that always makes you smile. Always. I feel like try to always have that and always try to at least have a good day and just try to make someone laugh.
I love that explanation. I love that explanation. W explanation. What about you, Austin? What makes you a confident person?
Well, I think my life experiences and being able to accomplish what I've been able to accomplish, like military, sports, I
Fucking
think.
W, by the way, dude. Fucking goat
I
over
mean,
here, bro.
it's nothing. I mean, it's not. It's a long time ago, but
Ain't no dang, bro.
Um,
We just out here saving lives and shit.
but I think, and I just feel like I have a good confident mentality. I'm tall. Like I think I'm reasonably tall, 6'1". I go to the gym.
Oh, fuck
I
off.
take care. I take care of myself. So, and also I feel
No,
like
it's just one. That's why I'm confident. Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, yeah, like
Hey, it's a
it is
confidence.
what it is.
It's a confidence booster.
Oh no,
So
I'm fucking.
I
I'm fucking
I
around,
do
dude.
agree with the gym though. Like I used to go to the gym, and the reason that I stopped was just because I'm taking it away. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, bro, that was a layup. I had to say. You said 6'1", bro. You already knew what I was gonna say. I'm 5'9", dog.
Hold
I
on,
had to say it, bro. I'm
Austin,
so
you
sorry to
finish
interrupt you, man.
you
Yeah,
finish
go
what
ahead,
you're
please.
saying. Sorry.
I'll shut the fuck up. My fault, dude.
No, you good, bro. You chilling. Um, the last thing I was gonna say is fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, my bad. That's on me, dude.
Man, it's all good, man. If it wasn't that important, if I forgot about it,
Do you
so
want to? Do you want? Well, you can come back.
if I think about it, yeah.
You guys who said bro said reasonable 6'1". Bro, you're 6'4", dog. I don't want to hear this shit. Y'all should be hooping right now. What the fuck you doing?
6'4"?
Yeah, guess who's tall as shit, bro?
Bro,
He
I
had
have
to
to
buy
look
the
up
largest.
at him, bro. What the fuck?
Dude, that's why I said when I was gonna meet him in Virginia, bro, I wanted me and him in a picture would be hilarious, bro. But then I'd be like, yo, dude, let's go back play basketball, bro. I'll cook you. So to answer the question, I've elaborated on this a lot, and like a little background about me is I did work in mental health for a long time. I worked with bad people though. I'm not, like prisoners and shit. Like I would help reform prisoners and addicts and things like that. So I used to teach a lot of classes and work one-on-one with a lot of these people. But Austin said it. Personal experience, definitely. Like I consider myself a confident person. The thing is, no one can take that from me. Nobody. I'm very confident in my belief system, but it comes from a lot of things and people. Like this is before I get into that, I do kind of like, I guess this is a little bit of a lesson here. But like in order to achieve confidence, if you feel like you have low self-esteem, if you feel like you're nobody, is first step. It sounds so dumb, but if you make your bed in the morning, clean your room, do things like that, little things like that that you accomplish throughout the day, although they're menial tasks and they're fucking very annoying and mundane. But once you accomplish things like that, it immediately makes you feel better because you did something. And then that gives you, it's a building block. It's not like you're going to wake up confident tomorrow if you're not right now. And life experience goes through all that. And I truly believe that this sounds fucking cliche as shit, but like in order to know light, you do need to know darkness. And I've been through some fucking horrible shit publicly. And like the people around me and stuff like that, DreamOn, people see me going through this shit publicly, and like I'm fully transparent about it. I show when I'm down because I also think it takes a true fucking confident person to be able to express their feelings. Being humble is fucking huge, dude, and it is really hard to listen to other people, right? You always think that you know best. When you're 5 years old and your mom tells you to brush your teeth, it's good for you to brush your teeth, but you don't want to do it because your mom told you to, right? Like that's true.
I was gonna say because it's literally just like you think to yourself and you're just like you say to yourself, hey, I'm gonna go do the dishes, and then as soon as you walk out of your room, your mom's like, hey, can you do the dishes? You don't want to do it anymore.
No, but also what leads to that, and like first off, I'm a man of cliches. I'll say it all the time. My father was too. He taught me a lot of stuff. But one thing I heard that really helped me a lot: get out of your own way, dude. Your best thinking got you where you're at. maybe you should listen to somebody else. Like when I'm going, like all this shit I just went through, and I'm not gonna go into this whole story, bro. I'm just not. But like, basically, my ex girlfriend stole 90% of my shit, got me fucking jumped by some dude, just fucking tried to hurt my dog, kidnapped my dog, kicked my monitors off my desk. It was a whole fucking debacle because she didn't get her way, right? And I stood my ground. And also, like one thing that keeps my confidence in that is, dude tried to hurt the dog. I took the crack. He tried to kick the dog, dude, while I was holding him. I picked the dog up. I I'm very happy with myself that I did that. Right? I stood true to my beliefs. I stood true to my commitments. I also told her, if you touch my equipment, we're done. I said that like a year ago, bro. She kicked my monitors off my desk. I didn't swear. I didn't yell. I didn't. I just looked at her and said, "I'm done with your ass." I guess whatever, bro. That's not swearing as far as I'm concerned. But like I stood as true to my beliefs, and if I didn't do that, I'd feel bad. But I know what darkness is, bro. My dad unalived himself 5 years ago. I mean, there's like a lot of bad shit that's happened to me, but I always told myself that if I overcame it, it would be for a reason. And I knew that I could get help from others, I could get guidance from others, but I had to look in the mirror and I had to realize what was good about me and what was bad about me. And knowing what's bad about yourself and admitting that shit, especially to another person, is really fucking hard, dude. It is
It,
because
it is
I like
monumental.
I can tell you, like, this was also public at one point. Like, I was in another relationship, and how I ended up with the one I was just passed with. I was like cheating on the first one with like two other girls at a job that we all worked at. I was transparent about the whole thing, and I was like, oh, I have an infidelity issue. I can honestly say that with from the bottom of my heart. So the next step to being a good person is to make sure it never happens again. And with Maya, I never did that, despite everything that happened. And I wouldn't. But finding a relationship is not always the most important thing either. I went through this like phase like probably 2 years ago where I had I was a fucking huge piece of shit, dude. I was sleeping around with everybody, fucking lying to everybody, doing a bunch of dumb shit, doing a bunch of things that were instant gratification. So I took an entire year off of dating, sleeping around, all that shit, and it changed my life, dude. I really had to be cool with sitting there in my own head, and I am not. You know, I mean, that's most important, dude. And like, I mean, people like Austin and Jack who've been there for me and we've been there for each other. I mean, like this is what this is like our brotherhood. Like this is like these are my brothers. These are my people. They don't want to see me go downhill. They want to bring me up.
It's way
So I
better
guess
to
it's
go uphill than downhill.
I feel like that's a good explanation of like what confidence is for me at least. Like I mean, bro, I could just say I'm covered in tattoos. I have curly blonde hair. I'm white, and fucking I have blue eyes or whatever.
Bro is Cloud. How can you not have
Dude, yeah.
confidence?
I mean, like, yeah. Austin, did you remember what you wanted to say, or you looked like you wanted to say something to that?
I really respect what you said about that. You know, you have to deal with the good and bad and ugly to be able to get the best version of yourself. You have to be like I feel like self-awareness is a really, really important thing.
That's the best
Like
way to put it.
you have to be really aware of everything that's good and bad about you for you to really truly understand yourself. I was gonna say something. Sorry, it's my cold. I was gonna say something stupid. I was gonna say like, oh, I'm confident because you know my Instagram reels have made me like adapt to everybody else's sense of humor. So
I kind of wanted you guys to say shit like that though,
yeah,
because
because
like it's good to
I'm
know that
brain
about you.
rot. I've been brain rot since I was like 15. Like I've liked whatever was funny at the time, and it's funny to me. That's why I regurgitate it to everybody that I'm involved with romantically or not. You know, all my friends, we all laugh at this stupid 6'7", like 41, like skibbity toilet. We all find it funny.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, bro. Shout out fucking Quay, man, dude.
Dude, Quay. Okay, on a note, Quay, you have my favorite tag ever in the entire Smash community. Talk to a crash out. Talk to a crash out. Chungus is the
Yeah,
funniest
it doesn't
fucking
even
thing
fit in the
ever.
overlay. It doesn't fit in the overlay, dude.
Every single
It
overlay, it's always
doesn't.
smushed. Is always smushed
It's
together.
always like it looks like straight up like barcode. It just looks like a barcode.
Thank you, Jersey. Yeah, we get Kobe on his main podcast. No, Kobe can be on. He's just kind of pissing me off right now. Jack, did you take away any I understand our explanation. I made you go first, and I know that you're you're the youngest one here, so I probably should have went first, or I should have had Austin go first. But do you have anything else you want to add to this?
I mean, not really. No. I mean, y'all kind of just explained it basically the exact way I would have. Mostly.
Okay, we can move on to the next topic, and the next topic I want to talk about, which is also like therapeutic for people at the same time, because if we're going to do something like this and we're going to help people, I think it's important for people to understand um, things that we go through. So if you guys want to talk about a life thing that you're going through, like just in general, like a problem you may. What the fuck is up with my shit right now? Hold on a second. Like a general like life advice, not life advice, but like general life experience that you're currently experiencing and that you want to get out in the open. Because listen, bro, again, corny as fuck. A problem shared is a problem cut in half. Don't ever forget that shit. Sometimes saying that shit out loud to people is good. The podcast is to help people, but it helps us too. Let's be clear about that.
I got a big story. I don't know if I should share it, but I think it's important. I don't think it's terrible, but well, I think it is bad. It makes me. I think it will make me look bad, but you'll get to know the
Fuck
real
it.
me.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Okay. So
Raw.
so back in 2023, I was starting to get into Smash, and there were tournaments being held on the base that I was stationed at. There were like small, like 10, 12 people. Weren't too many people, but one of them was like this guy. I won't go with names. Was his name's
Sure.
John. John and his wife, they help. They're kind of like TOs. They help run the tournaments. They use Start GG. We have this group chat on WhatsApp to help run the tournaments. And one day they're like, you know what? We want to invite people over to our house, in the town next to the base, and everyone's welcome to come. And I was young. I was in a relationship. I had just gotten back from deployment, and I didn't really have a lot going on other than gym and like R&R, some recovery, a little bit of training. And I was like, you know what, I'll go to this thing. We'll see what happens. If I don't like it, I won't come back to the house. I go there, nobody else showed up. I was the only person that showed up, and it was like in a group of 25 people, a bunch of people in the group, and I was the only person that showed up to the house. So, we really hit it off. We spent the entire summer, practice Smash every day. We like the same animes, we like the same shows, we like Pokemon. We went to national parks. It eventually just became more than Smash, which is like what I want in my friendships. I think the best friendships are the ones where you can just be like, hey, let's hang out. We don't have to have a certain destination. We don't have to have a certain objective. We just hang the fuck out. We just chill and entertain each other with our time and enjoy each other's presence. I think those are the best friendships and the ones that you can't buy with any sort of currency.
Preach, my friend. Preach. Go off, King.
Preach, Austin.
Go off. Go off.
So things
Suriano
get
said
weird.
goated, by the way, dude. Chat's liking you.
What's up?
So Suriano said goated. Chat's liking you, bro.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Leander. So, we keep things rolling. We find our own scene. I was part of a team called Death Comes in Threes. Like Death Comes in Threes, and it's like a skull with like a
Hell yeah, dude.
three in it. And it was the coolest stuff ever. We held tournaments in a scene where there never been tournaments before. We had our own players, our own, we had our own streams. It was lit. We didn't have jerseys, but we had shirts. And I can show you some of my old stuff. And I was like kind of like the co-founder of it. I was the nest, the best nest in the area. So, and I think I was relatively bad at the game at the time, but I think I did okay, right? I told you a little bit about the Aegis, like those are my friends from back in New York, the Aegis, the ZSS, the Sonic, the Inklings, the Snakes. Like I'm really good at those matchups because I would spend hours. We'd stay up till 3 a.m, either under the influence or not under the influence. We'd just be playing Smash all night until our eyes burned, right? And eventually in 2024 in the spring, I moved away. I moved back to Illinois, and I decided the school in New York was way too expensive for me to move up there. The tuition was crazy expensive. I got accepted and got a scholarship, but I decided I wanted to go home and be with my family. So that's what I did. I worked and I went to school, and I come to learn that friendships are really hard to maintain because I get a sense of resentment. I became a resentful person because I was missing out on everything that was going on in the server, all the IRL events, all the offline events that were happening, and I just felt so bad because I could envision myself being there because I was there at the beginning. And the more talent that was coming over there, the more lit events they were getting. They were getting events at conventions. They were working with collaborators in the big city, and now they just went to SmashCon. The team just went to SmashCon, and so I was like, shit. And what happened is that we had gotten into an argument. One of the people on the team I didn't like at the time, me and him got into a really big argument, and it ended up in a fit of rage. Like I just left the team. I said some bad things, and I was like, fuck this team. And I was kind of going through a lot of stuff at the same time. There was news going around about the whole like Iran thing, and I was just stressed out. I was stressed that I was possibly gonna get drafted and sent to war.
Yeah, dude.
And but it's no excuse, right? I should have been a big like the worst thing I could have done was I should have just honestly just like silenced Discord or something and just took time to myself. I think when I get really upset or when I get into a really bad argument, the first thing I want to do, my natural response is to get away. Just get away from the situation because I really don't want to say anything that I don't want to hurt people because I have bad thoughts in my head, but I just want to get out of the room, right? I just want to get out of the room and be left alone because I don't want to say anything that will ruin things.
Smart
Just need-
move, bro.
Yeah, just need time to
I
yourself.
tried
Just
to.
calm and collect yourself.
I have
Right.
two things I want to say to what you were saying. Do you want to keep going?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go. You're good.
So you mentioned something. I used for 3 months during this time. It was like right when like maybe 2 or 3 months into DreamOn, I was teaching a class at the Cleveland Clinic, and one of the topics I talked about all the time was resentments. You mentioned resentments. I'll tell you what, dude. I'm gonna simplify the fuck out of this. This changed my life, dude. Resentments are made from expectations.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
true.
it works.
It's true.
That's how it works. Because you're expecting something from somebody, which you should never do. You should never do that. If you don't expect something, you won't resent it. So, like in the story that you described, you got mad because you wanted it to go your way, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, like in layman's terms, right? But if you don't have that expectation, and it's hard to do, it's hard to like not do that. But like I've learned to be like, yeah, dude, I can't really expect that. You know what I mean? Like expectations lead to resentments. That is like key number one. Shit. My second point was dope too. I fucking forgot what it was, dude. Oh no, yeah, I remember now. Okay. In the story you told, even after you said what you did wrong, you immediately did the right thing by saying you blamed yourself and figured out what the problem was. In all your problems, you are the common denominator. So it's important to just always take your accountability because it promotes your own growth way more than if you sit here blaming everybody else for your problems, you're going to lead a very, very, very negative life, dude. I'm sorry. I just want to say that.
No, that's really well said. And I consider myself a man. I'm a grown ass adult at this point. I feel like I'm 22. You know, a lot of people back in the day, they had full on families and houses. You know, the boomers were lucky enough to have all that by the time they were 20. So I feel like you just have to. Accountability is a really important thing, and I think like I don't know if a lot of people lack it, but I think it's something I shouldn't worry about what others have. Right? I want to be accountable. I want to be a strong man. Right? So back to what I was saying. We had gotten into this argument and I decided that, I still keep in touch with them, but I decided, I can't think like based on what I'm going through right now. And also like money, I don't have the most money in the world, right? I'm working, I get money for going to school for the army, but I don't really desire to come back to New York, if you know what I'm saying, because I'm an adult. I think it's best that I go about my own way and enjoy, who knows, maybe one day I can go back to New York or maybe I would love to do that, maybe for a holiday or something. But for the time being, I can't do that because I have my own fish on my plate and I fried a lot of it, so I got to eat it up. And I got to admit,
Yo, oh, shit. That was fire, dude. Oh, wait, say it again.
I fried a lot of my fish on my own plate and I got to eat all of it. So.
Oh my god, dude. I would put that shit on a t-shirt, dog. That was
Like I would
brilliant.
love to do things, but we live in something called life, right? And life's gonna happen. Things are gonna take priority, spontaneously or not. So you have to adapt and be willing to make the most of it. That's why I can't go to offline events either, because school and my career and me getting paid and not living on the street comes before Smash every day of the week.
It should. And the
100%.
people who
IRL
the
always
people who are
first.
the other way around, bro. There's a lot of people there that are the other way around, bro. And that no, you said that perfectly. This is one of the reasons I respect the fuck out of Austin, though. Like, granted, he's 2 years younger than me. He just reminds me a lot of myself, bro. He just said a cliche, dude, and I've never heard it before. That's crazy. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That was
But
beautiful, by the way.
But so I appreciate it, Cole. So the last thing I want to say is cherish your friendships in the moment. I always made a joke and like when we were hanging out walking at the park, I'd be like, you know what? We're gonna remember this 5 moment. Like sometimes I'd be high, sometimes I'd be high, but like we're gonna remember this moment. We'll never forget this. We're gonna be like, damn, that was so cool. And now that I can't be there for them, and now I'm just thinking like, damn, I remember when I said that people laughed and thought it was corny, but like
Dude, it was a great story. You took accountability for it, and I hope that people that watch this and stuff like that, they get an opportunity to know Austin now. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a little bit about. I'm gonna throw a disclaimer out there. Yeah, he's talking about drugs, like getting high and shit, and like I drink and shit. We're not promoting that. Again,
No.
Do
this
not
disclaimer is
do not
because we're
smoke.
talking from personal experience. We're not telling you to do these. You see me vaping, bro. I'm not telling you to do it. This is just what I do, and that's it.
I mean, they were gamers. I mean, a lot of. I feel like it's crazy because Gen Z is smoking, smoking and drinking less than like any other generation. But
Mhm.
do not touch anything until you're 21. I did not touch alcohol or weed until I was 21. So make sure you're legal.
I mean, that was very politically correct, even if that's true or not. And I'll take your word for it.
No, I have no reason to lie.
There we go. W. I hope you guys liked Austin. That was a beautiful explanation. All right, Jack, moving on to you.
Hold on,
What is something that you may be struggling with, a specific scenario that you want to get out?
I think for me, I was talking to you about this a little bit ago, and it happened because I'm not gonna name drop. I never will name drop, but
Yeah, we won't use names. Yeah.
never use names. But I got out of a relationship about 3 months ago, and about a few days ago, I started relapsing, starting to think that what I did was entirely wrong, and what I did was very, very wrong, and I will never do it ever again because it was probably the worst thing I probably could have done. And I will say that I cheated, and I will as soon as I did it, I was immediately just like, why? I was immediately thinking to myself, why did I do that? That was the worst thing you possibly could have done. And as soon as I did it, everything started to go downhill. I started to only thing I could really do was just apologize. But no matter how much I did, it didn't work out. But a few days ago, I started relapsing. I started thinking about like what I did was so wrong, and I started to consider myself like a bad entirely bad person just because of that. And I I have had this happen before with the relationship I had before the one I had 3 months ago, and before that it was like almost a year ago, like a year before that. And after that one ended, because that was long distance. That was from because I'm from southeast Detroit, so like on Michigan map, I'm like here. The person that I was in before that was like way up here in the UP. So that was like 10 hours, which was a long distance. But I think relapsing is probably one of the most painful things that can happen to someone, especially after when you cared about that person so much, and then basically what I did is I basically just threw it all away for no reason. But as much as I tell myself that how bad of a person I am, there's always that voice saying that like you're a good person, you'll always make it back from that, you'll always learn from your mistakes. But at the same time, all the other voices in my head are telling me I'm a bad person. But at the same time, you always got to try to listen to that small voice in your head that's giving you confidence, that's giving you the light to your darkness. I know that's a bit corny, but
No, not at all. That was dope.
giving light to your darkness. But at the same time, no matter what's happening, even if it's not a relationship, if you are having a bad day, always try to contact at least that one friend that always makes you smile, always makes your day better. Like if I'm ever having a bad day, I'll contact Cole, I'll contact Austin, I'll contact J Bob, I'll contact Iron Eyes, I'll contact Darkstar, I'll contact literally just about anyone that I can if I'm having a bad day. But even just literally anything, even just sending a text to that one person that makes you smile. But
Uh, Austin, do you have anything you want to say? Because we're on Kira, right? And I'm proud of Rowan for what he just did. Do you have anything you want to say to him?
Um, yeah, I do have it. I feel like it's gonna be a little short and concise. Live by these three, like, live by either 2 or 3 words. When it comes to making the mistakes that you make, don't let everything be the end all be all. So here are the 2 words: either goldfish memory or ball up top.
Ball up
Always
top.
ball up top. Always give yourself that. You think that things have just absolutely like just restart. We live life. We're gonna be here for a while. Just lock like this is gonna sound really stupid, but like lock in and do better from the things that you messed up from. Try it, going forward. Just like like, listen, at the end of the day, we're human. We're gonna make mistakes, and we're gonna make a lot more. Like, obviously, we know that we're gonna make mistakes, but like, you're gonna make a lot more mistakes than you want to, and that's gonna be against your will. And you're gonna learn from it whether you want to or not. You are going to learn a lot of things about yourself that you don't want to learn about, whether you like to or not, right? So, I think the best thing that you can do is just go with the flow. Go with the flow, and do the best to take your past experiences, take your shortcomings, and use it to build upon yourself.
That yeah, I agree. And like in a nutshell, I just thought about when you were saying that because he said some cliches to lock in and stuff like that. Goldfish memory, like a quarterback throwing an interception, bro. He can't go into the next play and think to himself he just threw an interception. He's got to lock the fuck back in. And I say it all the time too. But the best way I could describe it, as we sum it up here on DreamOn, in all of these cliches, you could just say these two words: dreamer mentality. Dreamer mentality, bro. That's all it
Yeah.
is, dude. All it is. And like Rowan, I'm proud of you, dog. Jack, I'm proud of you for real. We talked about this the other night. I wasn't trying to force you to talk about that if you didn't want to, but I'm proud of you because what you did shows a lot of growth and the fact that like again, get out of your own way. You're talking about it. You want advice on it, and like I can tell by the way you're talking about it, like you feel bad. Like that little voice in your head that keeps you going, dude. Listen to that voice. And like I have these too. And once again, I'm not perfect either, and I'll get into my story here in a moment, but Jack, who's younger. I mean, like we have a younger audience too. A lot of my fans are younger. A lot of people on DreamOn are younger. A lot of people don't. Dude, this is not something you just like discover overnight either. Let me be very clear about that. These things happen over time. But he did everything we were talking about. He took accountability for his actions. He shared the problem, and then he's trying to figure out why. He's trying to figure out how to prevent that, and that's how you grow. Otherwise, you can keep making the same mistakes, dude. Insanity. What's the definition? Does anyone know the definition of insanity?
Trying the same things over and over and expecting something different.
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. He said this. He said it right there, dude. You got to change something. The only thing you can change. Austin said it earlier too, bro. No one's gonna change your ass. No one's gonna come save you, dog. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You're not that important. They're important. Everyone's important in themselves. We're all selfish human beings by nature.
100%.
True.
But breaking that mold, like I don't know. I get a fucking fulfillment out of helping people. Like that makes this is what I think life is about. Because life's tragic. Life sucks. And I don't mean that just for me, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. It's just a fact, dude. Look at the world around you.
Yeah.
You gotta pay bills at some point, bro. You gotta go buy a house. You gotta go get like, dude. Like I spend 85% of my day doing what I don't want to do, even though I do what I love. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I very rarely do things for myself. Let's just put it that way. But I'm very proud of you, bro. That was a fucking W right there. Absolute W. I'll get into mine. This is a story I don't think I've shared. A lot of my stories have already been out there. This is more of a story about like how I dealt with something that I thought was tragic. Most tragedy, like your worst moment, Austin, is different than mine. You know, everyone has a different bottom. So like for me, back in like October, no, starting in July last year, I come from a family of military. I come from a family of police officers, and they were like, "Yo, you should try and be a cop." And I had like been in trouble and shit like that before. Don't worry, I ain't getting no fucking felonies, bro. I got some stupid ass underage drinking charges and some other fucking dumb shit. You know what I mean? But I was like, yeah, like let me lock in on this. So I like, you know, filled out the application or whatever, and I was just like fucking around with it. And then like a week later, they were like, yeah, no, you got to test. And like testing to become a police officer is very, 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 very diligent. It has a lot of steps to it. So the first step is the written test, and you have to get like there's like 3 different tests. You have to get a certain score on it. Yada yada yada. Right? I take the written test. You have like a 2-hour time window. I finish it in an hour. You get the results an hour later, and I scored in the 90th percentile. So I was like, dude, I can do this. So because of who I am, I'm a neurotic asshole about things, and I become obsessed, and I like the drive inside of me comes from a point of not being driven, and I had to teach myself that. So I was like, what's the next step? All right, so I got to do they have like this physical fitness test. So I had like 3 months to prepare for it. And I was like, at the time, I wasn't working out, I wasn't doing much. And then I was like, all right, let me test it out. So I changed something. I started running. So then within like 2 weeks, I was running 6 miles a day, 6 days a week. And then I was doing 500 push-ups, 500 sit-ups 6 days a week by the end of this. So by the time I got to the physical fitness exam, I mean, dude, like these dudes are so upper body jacked and they're doing all these crazy fucking things. And then as soon as that fucking mile and a half hits and you have to hit a time in it, as soon as that mile and a half hits, they sprint out of the gate. They're winded. They're throwing up about fucking quarter mile in, dude, because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't think all the way through, right? So I cruised it, but the whole time I was running it, I just kept thinking about like my dad. I just kept thinking about like how proud he'd be. And I get emotional. I get emotional now talking about it. But like I was just thinking about the people that like said I couldn't do it. And I was just like, I'm doing this for me. And that's the most important part about this, but I'm gonna fucking get through this, dude. And then when I got through it, dude, it's like I did I said before when like the invitationals, like especially the first one, bro. I cried afterwards like Michael Jordan holding the trophy, dude, because I was so proud of myself. And it was so empowering, right? It was so fucking empowering. And then they hand me a conditional letter as an offer. I did something. I accomplished something. What's next? All right, you got to go to this medical exam. I had this medication, bro, and it's a anti-anxiety medication prescribed. If you pick up what I'm putting down, Kobe was about 2 months old, bro. I took a shower. I came out. This motherfucker ate 17 of them. Okay, it was about 2 in the morning. I had to be at that place at 8 in the morning. Took this dude to the emergency vet. Had my girlfriend at the time come take care of him. Spent 6 hours there. All right, cool. You're healthy. Blah blah blah. All right, bro. You're literally there, dude. You have two more steps. You have the investigation, and then you have the interview with the sergeant. And then you're in, dog. You're in, and your life will be set. And I was doing this at the time. I had a girlfriend who had a kid at the time, dog. I was playing stepdad. And I was like, I want them to have a better life. They deserve it. I'll work my ass off so they can be happy. And that might sound like weirdly toxic in a way, but like for me, like for Cole, for like Cole as a man, like I want to take care of the people around me. My way of showing affection is protecting, providing, and making sure people are cool. Like that's like my job. I don't need like anything in return. I just need respect. That's all. Like just respect what I do.
It's great
And
dad
so,
energy.
yeah, I mean, I am, bro. Like that ass. Like I'm growing the fuck up, man. That's just how it goes. Like I used to be such a pussy about everything, dude. I used to cry about shit all the time and think negatively, but this shit here hurt, bro. So I get all dressed up. I go to meet with the detective for my investigation, and he starts looking at me and said, "Bro, it was a 106-page application, by the way, that I had to finish after this was all said and done." I had all this notebooks, I had everything, all my documents, everything ever, right? Literally everything ever. And they open it. I sat down for maybe 2 minutes, and the dude looks at me and goes, "We don't even know how you made it this far. There's a truck delivery company across the street. You can go work with them." And that was it. And I looked at him, and I had tears in my eyes. I looked at him and I said, with all due respect, that's not what I'm going to do. I wanted to help people, man. So imagine what I just described and how I felt walking out of there. All that work, all that time, all that energy, I wasted that shit. I can sit there and think that to myself. So I said, all right, I know that I need to process this. I know I need to feel bad, but I know how to do that. So even my girlfriend at the time, I was cheating at the time too. So the three girls that I had to text about this, I texted them and I said, yo, for 24 hours, I'm just going on I was on my computer, bro. Didn't talk to anybody, played fucking League all day, listened to music. I just emailed the fuck out, dude. But that makes me feel better because I know how to process my own emotions or what I need to do to achieve that. But I came out on the other end, and I actually was really proud of myself because I didn't. I'm resentful because of the fact that I felt like I was misled, and I also don't like when people talk to me that way. Let's just be very clear about that. I mean, dude, I just made it all the way here. You handed me a conditional offer, and now you're saying this to me. Fuck you. I mean, like, I'm gonna use that anger. I'm gonna channel that into this, and that's kind of like this is one of the reasons, that, bro. Because like, if I would have been a cop, DreamOn never would have happened.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
Always.
True.
but like I overcame that, and like when I was like not self-reflecting, like Austin said, or like not talking to people, like Jack just did, there's no fucking way I would have overcome that. And I didn't fucking yell at anybody. I didn't say anything stupid. By the way, you get more in an argument or in a situation when you keep your tone quiet and you don't swear. You get your point across a lot more than screaming. And I feel like people think it's the fucking opposite. That's one of the things I did, and it helped me a lot. I stayed accountable. I took care of it. And then guess what? I was at 7% body fat, and I'm fucking jacked now. So I don't really fucking care, dude. I mean, I got what I wanted. Did it play out the way I wanted to? No, but I got through it. But it still fucking sucked. It still hurt like a bitch. And that's the end of the story for that.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that everything happens for a reason. Like, I wouldn't say that I am like the most religious person, but I will say this is that because like some people they don't believe in God. I 100% am fine with that. I'm not a religious person. Like I'm not Christian. I'm not anything like that. But I do think that there 100% is like a god up there that makes everything happen for a reason. So no matter like what bad thing happens to you, there's always gonna at least be one good thing that comes from it. At least at least one good thing. No matter the amount of bad things that happen, there's always gonna be at least one good thing that happens. And I always just say, just never give up. Never give
Dreamer
up
shit.
on. Never give up on. No matter what happens, just never give up. Always at
Dreamer
least
shit.
have a little bit of faith. That's what I would say.
Nicely said, Jack. Nicely said. I didn't read chat. I'm sorry, Austin before. They were talking about the long distance relationship thing, and they're saying that it's not worth it. And I agree. One of my boundaries is not long distance. I couldn't.
It's
do
not
it,
for
bro.
everyone. It's not for everyone at all.
It's not. And the
It's
people
not.
who do it, I respect the shit out of them. I'm not capable.
I feel like the reason that a lot of people don't do long distance is because of the fact that like a lot of the time because it requires a lot of trust, a lot of
Oh,
trust. And I feel like the main reason why I've done it, I've done it twice, and the reason is because I really trusted the person. No matter what, I put a lot of faith and a lot of trust in the people that I care about. Like everyone in DreamOn, I care a lot about, and I put all my trust in the entirety of it, like no matter what. But it's all trust. It's all about how much you care about the person, and long distance is not for everyone at all, no matter the situation.
what do you guys say, Austin? I see you, bro.
No, I'm just thinking like long distance. I feel like is a really hard to do, not just because of the whole distance and trust thing. I think like all of us are on our phones like all day, right? Like we're on our phones every day. We're on social media. Your algorithm and what you feed yourself is based on what you speak around people and based on like it manifests itself, right? If you have these insecurities, your feed is going to manifest itself to feed into that mentality, and it's going to make you insecure, and it's going to make you think that everybody's cheating on you, everyone's out to get you. And that's why I feel like social media is like kind of cooked. Like I think people need to be at least aware of that when they go enjoy this thing, is that it's going to feed into whatever the fuck you want, right? And if you have any insecurities, it's going to tell you that. It's going to reassure you, even if it's not true, even if they're not cheating, it's going to feed into that shit.
People don't understand when, like, if you look at like some of the, like when you post a picture of yourself and you look good or whatever, people don't realize that subconsciously they do it to put other people down, because then like it's like the Kim Kardashian effect back in the day, where her modeling made other girls feel bad because they didn't look like her.
Mm-hmm.
It has residual effects to it. But what's your opinion on long distance relationships?
It can be done. It just requires mad discipline, right? To not break whatever trust rules, whatever rules that they set for you, you have to follow them to a T, right? It's not just that you need to be secure. You need to be a strong person mentally, and you have to be able to tell yourself, and be and just trust the process. If you don't trust the process, you can't do it. And it's okay. It's not for everybody, right? It's not, you're not a bad person if you can't do, I can't do long distance relationships. I can't. I tried. I was deployed. I had a girlfriend. It didn't work because
Yeah.
I was always thinking she was cheating on me. And I'm also a very physical, touchy person, right? I'm very physical. I love, I love showing my love with, hugs and kisses, right? So, not having that really destroyed me, and I feel like it made me like it. I was 19 when I deployed. I was in a worse mood. I was less motivated to do things. That's just all I think about, and it was starting to detract from the mission that I had to be part of. I had to lock in for the mission, right? We were in a combat zone, so I needed to lock in, and I just felt like that whole thing was, you know, I had to cut things off because it was starting to take away from what I needed to, that what was important in the moment, which was getting home alive. So I signed up for this thing. I was getting paid decent money to be down there, so I needed to, lock in. So, and unfortunately, I decided the hardest thing for me to do was what I needed to do, which was to break up.
Yeah.
Not just that, but we also had other things too. She had different life goals than me. I wanted to go back to Illinois. I knew since like 2022 I wanted to go back to Illinois when I was done with Army. I decided when I was on deployment, I was like, this is not for me. I don't want to do 20 years, and so I'm gonna do my contract and go home. So and she wanted to be an officer. She's right now she's a lieutenant somewhere. I, you know, I wished her the best of luck, and I told her like, you're gonna find somebody better than me. You're gonna find somebody better than me. You're gonna find someone that wants what you want, and I'm so happy for you for when that eventually happens. But unfortunately, I can't do that for you. I can't provide for you, and I don't want to lead you on. because I knew that I wasn't gonna stay in New York or in the army on deployment, and I was thinking like I could go home and tell her, you know, everything's fine, and then just randomly leave her life one day. And I thought that's the worst thing I could do as a person. So I decided, you know, in that moment, I thought if you just cut things off and are honest and clear with her, she'll probably be more forgiving.
Well, like that is not just a grown man move. I'm gonna make this something else. Dude, that's a grown ass human being move. That's a very mature move because otherwise, if you did otherwise, you'd feel like you were manipulating because you're just dragging along something you didn't know that was gonna work out. So instead of doing that, you were just completely honest and you had to cut the ties. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate to this because this is what I believe. Long distance relationships never work, dude. And if they do, it's a small percent. And I'll tell you why. Um, for me personally, like I don't like. Why would I bother dating someone that's not near me? I could go out. Like my dad used to tell me this all the time, bro. Like my dad caught me crying. My girlfriend when I was 16, I was on the phone with her. I'm like, please don't leave me. And my dad was like, don't you ever fucking do that again. And he told me, he goes, there's 5,000 other girls out there that want you right now, dude. Just shut the fuck up. And like it stuck with me for till now. I mean, yeah, dude, I don't need to have a long distance relationship. It has nothing to do with the way I look or any of that shit. There's a million fucking people out there, and they're like, you just, I don't know, dude. Like a long distance relationship just seems like a lot of work. It almost seems like you're dragging out the inevitable. But again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
No, but you're right. Like it's a realistic worldview. There's a reason why your dad is your dad because he has ball knowledge and he knows what's up. He knows what's up,
Yeah.
right? I think the person that everyone needs to listen to if they have it in their life is their father, and listen to it to a T because experience is the best teacher, whether
I
good
do.
or bad.
I do want to say one thing because of you said that listen to your father and stuff like that, and that some people don't have that, right?
Yeah, I
So,
understand. Like if you have the luxury of doing that. If you don't, then
oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know, you're able to get whatever you can and make it a positive outcome. All props to you. But I'm saying if you have your dad and he's trying to spit game and he gives a fuck and he's spitting game to you, listen.
yeah.
Because eventually you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, he was spitting. Sometimes they're on, you know, I know some. Unfortunately, sometimes like parents are weird, and sometimes like I know some families aren't as great as, or no, they don't have that guidance, right? They don't have that guidance. But if you do, and you know that your parents are into you, listen and don't try to detract from whatever they're saying just because you have the teenage angst going on in your head.
Oh yeah, and to for the I'm gonna take the alley oop here because like to the people who don't have that, like I don't have that anymore. I do, father, dude. I miss him dearly. I really do. Papa Swish, R.I.P. man. But
Yeah, yes, man.
just because of that, like I talk to people ask me for advice and stuff like that. That's like kind of what DreamOn is, right? And like I talk to these people all the time. There's a lot of people who have like bad families, like I do. Like I mean, even though where I'm at right now, yeah, no, bad family, bro. But you need a mentor. You need someone to take advice from. Like in another way of looking at it is like, I'll use Shino for example. Like Shino looks up to me, and he tells me all the time, you're like a big bro. Like you're like big bro to me. I respect you. You're a role model to me. So the fact I'm not his dad though, right? But like I can look at Austin or Jack, who's significantly younger than me, and I can go, look, dude, like you're my mentor, right? Like I look at you two, and like one of the humble parts about what I try to preach to people is like, listen, I don't know everything. I know some stuff, but dude, a wise man, or I'm sorry, a smart man thinks he knows everything. A wise man knows he knows nothing, if that makes sense. So I like to act that I can learn something from anybody, and you guys have proven me right when I say that because you guys have helped me the same way, say my father would. It sucks to not have him, of course, and I'm sure a lot of people are in that situation too. And that's trauma, bro. We could do a whole podcast about trauma, man. We could. Everybody got trauma nowadays, right? I swear, dog. Everybody, dude. Look at what I said. Look at what I all said. We all got it. But having a mentor, having someone to look up to, and having someone you can confide in doesn't matter how old they are. Just respect that person, and then, like I said, get out of your own fucking way. Don't listen to yourself in that moment. Austin talked me through probably the top 3 worst life events ever for about an hour, and he just sat there and let me bitch. And then at the end of it, he just went, lock in, guy. Let's get it. And like that's all I needed. You know what I mean? But like he
W
still
Austin,
gave.
let's go.
No,
But
just lock in, bro. Just lock in. No, I'm just,
I want to one thing that make like the three of us. What makes this friendship work is I don't have yes men around me. I refuse, and now that I'm in the position I am, I know that people are like trying to manipulate. Bro, I am the goated most manipulator in the world, dude. I hung up that jersey a long time ago. You can't manipulate me. I promise. I smelled through all this bullshit, And if you try and fuck with me, I'll read all your insecurities to you. I just want you to know that. Trust me.
I was gonna say,
See, that's me. I got a little evil in me.
Everyone's equal. Everyone's equal.
Exactly.
You gotta
But
control it. You
it's
gotta
my
keep
way
it
of
under-
standing up for myself, though. You know what I mean? But like, what separates this is I don't have yes men. These dudes, for instance, if I'm fucking up or if I have a bad idea for the business, we'll use that as an example. They'll be like, "Nah, dude, that sucks." I'll be
Yeah,
like, "Thank you.
we're
You
honest
put
with
me
each
in the right
other.
place."
Don't give a shit.
But like, you can say whatever you want to me, bro. Chances are we're gonna argue at some point, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna happen. I'm sure you guys have been mad at me. I don't really know if that's true or not. I don't really get mad at my
I've been
friends.
mad at you. Yeah.
Yeah,
what?
being the
Yeah.
operative
Do you
word.
do you know what yet stands for? You're eligible too. It hasn't happened yet. It could
Well,
happen
listen,
to
we're
you.
human. Like, we're not gonna agree on everything. And listen, I'm not the person that like I've ran into people like I know people I've been friends with in the past. Like, they won't tell you when they're upset. They're just gonna show it through their face and how they look at you when you think that you're not watching. Right? That's how they show you that they're mad. I am not that person. If I'm upset with you for something, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, what's like that was whack," or like, "Yo,
Oh
that was
yeah.
like, what's up with that?" Like, I am a very transparent, outspoken person. If I have a problem with something, I'm gonna say it, right? But I'm not gonna be like, "Yo, fuck you,"
Yeah.
fuck you, bro. And I will never ever take personal digs. I think that is the
No, get it. Yeah.
stream.
Fuck that shit.
I
Fuck
think
that.
that's the lamest stuff you could do, and a lot of my past relationships have been like that. They go instantly for the personal digs. They try to take your trauma and use it against you. That is the lamest stuff. Top 5 bottomest things you could do as a person.
Yeah. Yeah. To like when all this shit was going on with Maya, dude, she's like, "I want you to end up like your father." Like just saying the most
said
hurtful
that,
shit.
That is
when
just
you
it's
said
just way
that,
too far.
But
'cause
I
I was
didn't say
thinking
anything.
when you said that about that, I was thinking in my head, how much worse would I have handled that if I was in cold shoes? Because I would have crashed the fuck out. I
Oh
would have.
yeah.
I would have lost my fucking shit.
Well, I mean, I would have like 3 years ago, but like dude, like I understand. I keep talking, bro. Like DreamOn's obviously my business and shit, but like, dude, like DreamOn holds me accountable, bro. Like I'm not gonna sound corny as
Yeah.
fuck when I say this, but dude, I did it for you guys because like I know that I've been transparent about
No,
what
no.
I'm going through, and if I act wrong, then I'm not leading by example. Switch is a very look up to guy. Thank you, sir. I don't fuck
It's
with you.
professional.
Hell no. Now, listen,
Like,
guys. Like, I really want to lead by example, and I think what's most important in friendship and confidence is you need to practice what you preach, dude. Like, if you're cool with telling people they're in the wrong, you need to be cool with people telling you you're in the wrong.
Oh
And I know
yeah.
you guys.
You can't just be. I don't know. I'm trying to think about how to put this. Is that like, if you're someone who's always trying to tell someone else off, you need to respect when someone is telling you off. Is like kind of like a way that I can put that. It's kind of like how like me and Austin don't give a shit, and we will tell Swish when he's done some shit wrong, and he'll tell us when we've done some shit wrong. We'll
W
tell each
friends,
other
Mike.
that. Exactly.
W friends.
no, but yeah, it's like if you can't take the heat, don't stay in the kitchen. Like get the
Facts.
fuck out the kitchen. If you can't take the heat, if you can't take what you dish out, and I would like, I growing up as a kid, one of the first lessons I learned was that exact phrase because I used to be the type when I was little in middle school. I used to be the type talk mad shit. I would talk mad shit, and anytime someone ever gave backlash when they finally did it, I would like act like a.
Oh no.
Bro.
No. No.
No.
Austin, you were cooking, dude. You cooked too hard. Your fucking phone shut off. Dude. No.
Bro, his phone overheated from how hard he cooked. Oh my god.
We do have one more thing we're gonna cover, and it's a little more on the side, I
Oh,
suppose.
there we
he
go.
is.
Hello? Is he back?
You're back.
Yeah, I disconnected for a second. I don't know what just
You
happened
cooked
there.
too hard. You cooked too hard, bro.
Yeah, your phone overheated from
No,
how
my
hard you
phone
cooked,
was
bro.
like, nah, the CIA was like, nah, he's done. We gotta wrap
Yo,
on
shut
this.
He's cooking
this
too
guy up,
hard.
dude. You said the phone was listening to you, dog. It shows you that, bro.
All right,
No, but it's an
continue.
important thing to learn.
We have one more topic left, like I said, and this
Nice.
one, like we're going somewhere a little more different with this. Kind of what they said. Like I said, I'm gonna say one more cliche about this. If you're pointing a finger at somebody, you have 3 pointing back at you. It's that simple.
100%.
Most time people are judgmental as it is. But anyways, the next topic, guys. This is where we're gonna end here. We're gonna cut the last part out just for time. But I did say we're gonna talk about some conspiracy theories. I love this type of shit. People love watching this type of shit. And I think it's important that we get into this because I think it's fucking hella interesting, dude. So does anyone want to start?
I'm trying to think of any. If I'm being
No,
honest.
I got something. I
I
got
was about to
something.
say,
I
yeah,
was
you
struggling
go.
to think of something.
Jack, we'll go to you last. Is that cool?
Yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be
Alright.
this is gonna be so messed up, and I don't know if this is like borderline conspiracy theory, but I think the CIA is like the most evil organization in the entire planet, hands down. The CIA is so fucked, dude. Like, there is a reason why the cartels have so much power. It's because the CIF, the DEA, they go send their best soldiers. Like, oh my god, this is. I don't know if like would you consider this conspiracy?
Yes.
Because they don't like a lot of people, dude. Like the CIA, they're behind some of the most vile shit ever, and they
They are, though.
created for the purpose of having a a common evil for them to fight against, for the U.S. government, the Western world to come save. They create the problems for us to solve, and so many people are affected and die because of it. Just so money, power, it's like everything that you could think of. It's control. They do it for control because they
I,
want to control things, so they create their own problems.
Here's
Mhm.
my disclaimer I'm going to throw out, though, before we continue on. We're not anti-government. This is just what we think is interesting, and we're
Yeah.
just talking about conspiracies. This is not meant to be some weird political movement in any form.
It's a
DreamOn is not about that. We don't care, bro. We're
That's it.
not pulling.
it's
Go
a
ahead.
podcast. It's a podcast. We're not anti-government. It's just some conspiracy theories that we have on our
Three
mind.
dudes
You want a
being guys.
conspiracy? I'll give you conspiracy. I was
Three dudes
like
being
thinking like
guys.
maybe I should just stick to like aliens or something because I feel like if I get into this, it might not. I don't know. People might not like that.
No, you can. Well, like that's the thing.
Right.
We're having. Also, dude, like I said, bro, if we spent 85% of the podcast doing what we just did, it's time for us to have some fun too.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to talk about that, go ahead, man. I'm not
So
gonna
I'll just
stop you.
wrap it up. I'll keep it quick, but like I'm Mexican American, right? Soy Chicano, right? I, I've been to Mexico multiple times. I know a lot about the history. I speak the language. Like I just it's and a lot of Mexicans with family back home can relate because there's a reason why people come here is because of the violence, the depravity of everything that they see online. Like everything is just so messed up in that country, and it was created from like the drug trade is a really demanding business, and it's a very successful business, and people need to be put in charge, and those people need to have some sort of influence, right? So I think the cartels, the ones that started to get strength and power, really collaborated with these government agencies. Like they sent former special forces people down there. People were hired and contracted to come train these cartels and give them big weapons and machine guns, right? There's in Mexico, you can't own a gun. You have to get special permission from the government. Unless you get special permission from the government, and the only place in the entire country that you can get a gun legally is at this military surplus store in Mexico City that is guarded by the army.
Really, dude?
Yes, you can. It's not like America. You cannot own a gun. That whole amendment thing is not existent. You have to get special permission from the government to go there and buy it at a guarded facility in the capital.
Damn, bro. Holy shit.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
they don't have a real legal way to protect themselves out of doing that.
No.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm not disagreeing. Everything you said, I agree with. By the way, I'm like, 100%.
Yeah.
I definitely think
Like-
that I'm very educated with this, so I think there's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, and people, and I told my mom about this. She's like, "Yeah, it's conspiracy." I'm like, "How is it conspiracy? It's like right there." Like, I also have other conspiracies that I think, but I don't like. I think that gets a little more political, but I'm not
Yeah.
speaking on that. Right? I'm gonna keep this a
We're
more.
testing the waters, bro. We're testing the waters. We're gonna do this
I don't
every
wanna
episode,
get
by the way.
I'm not gonna get, So, yeah, it's a really painful thing, and I just think that America has played a huge part in the reason why the Mexico is the way it is today. The cartels, the biggest cartels, basically shadow run the government. The government is basically a puppet. The army can't do anything. Only a government agency that actually does anything are the Marines. Everything else is pretty much a puppet. I think the president of Mexico, Sheinbaum, is a joke. I think she just, she focuses on her problems on canceling people for saying messed up things on Twitter instead of actually addressing the fact that kids and women are being murdered in northern Mexico every single day in Crossfire.
That's like the UK, bro.
Yeah.
They focus on what's going on social media instead of what's going on IRL. They're talking about all this famous soccer player, Chicharito, right? Javier Hernandez. He was a really famous soccer player from Mexico. He said some really fucked up things on the social media about women. He was like, women. He's like, oh, women's job only is to, provide, nurture. They can't do their own things, which I disagree on because I didn't grow up in that type of way. I think women can be just as equally or more output than men because my mom makes more money than my dad, and my dad You know, my dad cooks, he cleans, he helps everything. It's like it's a dynamic and it's a teamwork thing. I think it's a teamwork thing. Anyways, I'm getting off topic, but he got canceled for saying that. And at the same time, I'm seeing news on Instagram literally about people getting shot, videos of like people, not videos, but like people getting found like mutilated and dead with like messages from only because they work for a company that owes money to the cartel. So these innocent people get these elderly women get dragged out of their cars and killed. And
Nobody deserves that, bro.
No one
yeah, and
deserves
nobody
that.
deserves that. And I genuinely have so much hate. And this has been going on for almost like a century in Latin America.
I knew it was
Like
fucked up. I knew it was
Yeah.
fucked up. I just didn't know some. You're teaching me something here. I didn't know some of this information.
we could talk offline about this because I can
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
what I really feel, but like yeah, basically like the CIA I think is genuinely evil. Genuinely evil.
Dude, I agree, bro.
100%.
They got
agree.
caught doing some crazy shit, bro. They've gotten caught doing some fucking crazy shit.
It's hold them accountable because like literally
You can't hold them accountable, bro.
the director guy, he got interviewed, and when he got asked when he was intervening in Latin America if they got that, he was like, like he didn't deny it, nor did he agree to it, but he was like he thinks this is a game. This is a game to them.
Yeah.
It takes a really depraved person to do what they do, right? So we didn't have any.
I agree. It's really fucked up, but like the people in power, dude, they want like they're people. Like I said, people are inherently selfish by nature. If we're creatures of sin. I'm not bringing religion into it, but that's what we're founded on, right? Like, dude, people get caught up on greed, bro, and a lot people in power, like, dude, if people are going to cheat in a baseball game, what makes you think they're not going to cheat when it comes to conquering the fucking world in the worst way possible?
For sure, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's a good one, though. I like that one a lot. And we'll do this every episode. And we're just kind of testing the water, seeing what we can say. He said, keep poking the bear until the stream suddenly gets shut down. We don't got to fuck with the government and CIA. We fuck with Twitch, though. We fuck with Twitch,
That is
though.
true. That is
We
true.
fuck with YouTube. We're not trying to get demonetized. We're not trying to do all that.
I
Yeah,
will
make your
say-
bread, man. Don't let me take away from making your bread because I'm going off about the
Hey,
CIA.
this is about to be your bread, too, if we make money on this. Keep that
That
in
is
mind.
true. Yeah. I will say this in that my dad was like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" I said, "I'm filming this podcast," and then because he's watching right now, so hi, Dad.
Shout out.
Oh my god, bro!
Shout
Why
out
did
to Ron
you should
Dad.
have told me that? Because now I feel so
Nah, he's
bad.
cool.
No,
already.
no,
He's
no,
cool.
no,
He's
no,
cool.
no, no.
He's
So
cool.
the funny
cool.
thing is that he texts me. He says this guy gets it, and he's legit. My dad is heavily into conspiracy theories and shit like that. My dad loves it, so he's
Is
gonna love
Austin
this.
about to be the most loved person on this podcast?
Bro,
Is he gonna
Austin,
be
my
the
dad's
guy
about
that everyone
to
likes?
love you more than me. I swear.
Yo.
but no, I love
That's
my
your
dad,
role now.
but the first thing he says is, "How about the fake moon landing?" And
Oh my god.
my dad is the one person that thinks that like moon landing's fake, the Earth is flat.
It is fake. It is fake. I don't agree with that part. But the moon landing was fake.
And I guess I can get into that with
Go
like,
ahead.
this is gonna be mine.
Bro, and tell me about the moon landing because I don't know too much about
I have one thing to say about it though. But go off, King.
Yeah, go off, because I don't know
So-
about it. Really.
So, in my opinion, I do think that I am someone that thinks that we don't. I am nor like I think it's real, nor I think it's fake because I don't think we have enough evidence to think that it is actually like real or fake. Like we have footage of it, but at the same time, first of all, how would you get it like a camera that's that high quality up there? How is there air for the flag to be moving around? There's a lot of stuff to go with and against it. But I do think that I lean towards more of the real just because of the fact that we have, I'd say, a little bit more evidence of it being real. But if someone like said that it's fake, I would 100% not disagree with them. But like my personal opinion, I think that it's real because there are so many people watching it. But it's also NASA back in the 60s, so not everything was real. But also some people were like, "Oh, it's deep fake." Deepfake was not popular back then or even invented yet back then. So I don't think it was deepfake. I don't think it was anything like that. I don't think it was edited, but it might have been like a set. But I feel like if it was a set, you would hear like a lot of like echoing, a lot of like surround sound and stuff like that. But I'm not sure. But
All right, I'm gonna piggyback on this,
Right.
and I'm gonna teach you. This is some shit that okay. First off, guys, if you're watching this, do your own research. All right. I did my own. This is my own take. So there's this press conference that they did afterwards, right? It's on YouTube. I'll have to find and send it to you guys. It's actually really interesting. These motherfuckers talking about the moon landing, dude. They look like they're being held at gunpoint. And if you look at how these people were, they would do press conferences, interviews before. They were very fluent. They were very like confident what they were saying. They were just like, yeah, no, we landed on the moon. They looked like something was up, right? So if you look at the shots of the moon landing, you can clearly see strings. You can see all kinds of different things. And like deep fake, I think that's a weird take, but also at the same time, like they definitely had the production value back then to make it. Like say it was on set, right? There was also another guy that was involved in it. I can't remember his name for the life of me. This dude tried to speak out against the moon landing. Apparently, was a part of it, and he ended up being killed. Okay.
Yeah,
So
shot himself in the back of the head, probably.
That's a fact. That actually did happen. I mean, my take is I think it was fake because first off, it's fucking 2025. Why have we not seen more like deep footage of it outside of a satellite,
So
right?
why have we not gone back?
And yeah, I mean, like we have gone back allegedly, but I also think at the same time, at that time in history, it was important for them to do that because it also the fear factor and the knowledge of being like it was during like it's hard to describe because I'm almost positive that was during the Cold War or around the time of the Cold War. I could be wrong about that. I might
It
have
was
that
the
wrong.
space race. That's what it was during.
Oh, space race. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
During the 1960s, the Cold War was happening with the Soviet Union and the U.S.
It's kind of like look what we did, but also at the same time, if it was staged and they wanted to do that to instill fear in the rest of the world that they got on the moon, don't you think that would make everyone else want to try too? And then that also kind of diverts the attention of everything else. I don't know. I that's theory.
You know what was crazy is that you talk about that. I started thinking about how like the whole anti-communist thing was like orchestrated by these intelligence agencies to like instill this us versus them mentality. Like, and that's crazy. What came out of that was potentially like a real moon landing, just because we wanted to one up from a CIA directed mindset. And then I started thinking about like Afghanistan and
I was just
like
gonna say
I
that.
feel like this all ties in together. Like this all
It
kind of
does.
ties in together, and it makes sense though.
The puzzle pieces line up. Also, the war in Iraq is exactly what you just said, bro. It's
Like the
us
war in
versus
Iraq
them.
is 100% the
Oh,
most bullshit shit ever. Like Vietnam War 2 was so stupid. Like the Vietnam War was literally CIA influenced bullshit of, oh, we're gonna protect ourselves from we're gonna protect our allies from communism. We had nothing to gain from protecting Vietnam, Southern
no.
Vietnam.
But I'm gonna ask you a question. What does Iran have that is one of, if not the most sought after non-renewable resources that everyone wants?
Exactly, oil.
Yeah.
I was aware of this when I was 17. Oil. They want oil. They want power. So we're gonna orchestrate this whole WMD campaign to go there and take oil from the fucking Iraqis.
And we're gonna give you these bad guys in Saddam Hussein and
Yeah, we're gonna
Osama
give
bin
you these
Laden.
fucking like evil people for you to
Yeah,
root
they
against.
look like the devil to us, don't they?
Yeah,
But like we don't know shit. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like
there were no WMDs. The fact that they were found fake and basically nothing has happened out of it, like
no,
people haven't been like I'm sorry, people have not been held accountable is fucking ridiculous.
no, but you can't hold them accountable. They're the ones that. Yeah, I mean, like, who's gonna hold them accountable if they're the ones on top, right?
I know, and it's messed up. I know, and it's
Yeah,
I just hate the fact that we're aware and we're woke, but there's nothing
yeah.
we can do about it. And I think
People are waking up. Our generations are gonna change the game, bro.
no,
I'm dead
Gen
ass.
Z is aware, and I think we're the most aware generation because it was crazy because someone was telling me this. Like they were like, when I was your age, like 25 years ago, I was thinking about who I was gonna get laid by next. I wasn't thinking about my
I
future. I
mean,
wasn't
they
thinking
ain't
about
wrong though. They ain't wrong though.
like I think of that and then some. Like he was like, that's all I
Yeah.
cared about was working my shift and then who's gonna like. But I'm over here like worried about like, am I gonna have enough money to buy a house? There's this guy I recommend you guys watch. His name's Gerbert Johnson. He's this guy. Yes,
Yes.
Gerby. Yes.
Yes.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Watch Gerby. He's so woke. He knows what's up. He knows the economy and all this shit is fake slop. It's all slop and it's fear mongering and it's all meant to control us.
Fear mongering
And
is
it's
the key
all
word.
to get us hooked on and basically sheep into this whole industry.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I'll check them out for sure. I like
Yeah,
that one
watch
a lot.
Herbert Johnson. He knows what's up. He knows that our generation struggles with relationships more than any other relationship. It's hard to get a job. It's hard to keep a job, and it's hard to buy housing. And housing is really really hard to get compared to in the 1960s where you can get it working one summer at McDonald's.
Did you know, statistically speaking, we're the first generation that's worse off than our parents? That's
It lines
fucking
up. It
That's
lines
fucking
up.
suck. But we either change the game or we die. It's that
Exactly.
simple.
We
I
need
don't,
Yeah,
I want to
that's
be a
what I'm.
part of the I want to be a part of the solution, not the problem, dude.
That's what I'm worried
exactly.
about. Is that it's that we're aware of everything, but there's nothing we can do about it because we don't have that position of power.
We're
But
also not
at
old
the
enough
same
yet to
time,
do that.
it's a blessing. I say I'd rather be aware of what's going on than be naive and blissfully ignorant. You know, I'd rather be suffering, but at least aware of what's going on and know that
Yeah.
maybe someday the right person will know. And you know, I want to become part of the solution too. We all do, right?
There's a healthy medium to this, by the way, because some people fall
Yeah.
down this hole and it ruins their lives. So just like be careful with the information and make sure that you think to yourself, I can handle this information.
Yeah, do not become a doomer because of a
Yeah.
fucking Smash Bros podcast. Do not
There's
go
still a lot of cool shit in the
don't
world, bro. This
doomer,
is
don't
just
go doomer on me, okay?
this
Because Gen Z we struggle, but we're gonna keep it pushing. You know, we're gonna keep shit gangster.
This is just three dudes being guys, dude. That's all this is, bro.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. I'm gonna move. So
Yeah.
we're just for time's sake. I'm gonna move on to mine. Mine isn't. So I guess it's kind of like I guess it would be a conspiracy, but at the same time, it's not because I do mention. I'm like I make a joke like, oh, we live in a simulation, right? And then like all these like the way I perceive things, I analyze things so much, and I like again. I commend people who are religious. I'm not either. I grew up Christian, but I chose to walk away. But I do think human beings need something greater than themselves to believe in to overcome adversity, and it's also healthy for you. But I believe in the universe, right? So I believe in this construct of the universe. I think that the universe is more powerful than me. That's kind of like where like that. We'll just make it. That's the base. So if everything happens for a reason, right? We say that. I believe that shit. I think a lot of people do. I think everything happens for a reason. I think God, like I say God, but I mean the universe when I say this. God puts people in place for a reason. I met you guys for a reason. You guys met me, and tragedy happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, dude, and we don't live in a fucking simulation, dude. When I say something, and this is I used to say this to Maya all the time, bro. I hate being right about shit, dude. It fucks with my head so bad, dude. Because if I call someone out and I'm like, oh, dude, the simulation is letting me. I figured it out. I'm the one outside of it. I'm outside the matrix right now, and like I can spiral. Like when I was younger, I'd spiral out of control about that, dude. I was afraid that nuclear bombs were gonna hit when I was in the car. I was like, oh, dude, this nuclear war is gonna happen, and it's gonna knock the Earth off of its orbit, and like we're just gonna fucking. If the Earth got knocked off in 3 minutes, we'd all freeze to death. Like, dude, the universe is huge. And if we actually truly believe that we are the only people in this thing that we don't even have the capacity in our brains to understand what the universe is. That's how fucking crazy it is. We're just one little galaxy, right? What the fuck, dude? That scares the shit out of me. Think about that.
Yeah.
There was this dude I was listening to, right? And he was talking about the different suns. And I forget what, like, if you took our sun, so if you took a bunch of golf balls and filled it into a school bus, the Earth would be the size of one of those compared to the sun. That's how big the size difference is. And then he said, now you're just one speck on one of those golf balls.
Yeah.
That's a humbling thing to fucking think about, dude. We ain't shit, dude. Dude, we get fucked up over a 10-degree weather change, bro. We're in our air conditioned homes, like, oh my god, it's fucking, I need temperature to be perfect. Dude, what the fuck happens if we get hit with a solar flare, dude? And what makes you think that, like, bro, there's patents out there that Bill Gates working on to prevent hurricanes. In other words, weather manipulation. I think it's real, bro. I think it's real. And there was that dude talking in the White House about it the other.
I was gonna
He was
say,
like, oh, we're doing this.
true.
That's what that dude fucking said out loud, bro. Like, fuck. People don't see this shit. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna add on to the fact that you were talking about like the Matrix and shit. But one thing that I think that I 100% agree with you on that part is deja vu. That shit is real,
dude.
and that shit is terrifying. Like I have that shit
genuinely
literally
scary.
every day. Like whenever I go to bed, every single one of my like dreams is deja vu. I don't have like actual dreams. I just have deja vu. I have deja vu, and I had one like a year ago that was literally this situation today. I kid you
Dude.
not, it was this situation today, and it's terrifying. It legit is terrifying.
So here, this
Kobe.
is a theory.
Kobe.
This is a theory. This is a theory on deja vu. Kobe's gonna talk about. No, I'm just kidding. He's not talking. So deja, like, dude, if you think about like parallel universe theory, deja vu is just you in an alternate timeline, and you just kind of happen to the timelines just kind of cross at the same time because nothing's linear. It's not
Yeah.
3D. You know what I mean?
It's
It's not
2D.
like something tangible. So like you experience deja vu, so maybe that's you in like in another universe, something could have happened. Every day you wake up is almost like hitting the reset button, right? That's kind of what we call like we need sleep. We got to do that. But like all your decisions, every fucking decision you make leads into that.
Yes.
So that's your parallel universe in the parallel universe theory. So deja vu is just what happened otherwise.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
I agree with that.
I could go on and on about this, Trevor. Austin, do you have anything you want to say? And we'll...
No, I think deja vu is a crazy thing. I think that whole like, I think the universe is like a really complicated thing, and it's really hard to get down. But I think it's way deeper than people think. And yeah, the whole like everything happens for a reason thing, I 100% agree with. I think about that for reasons like sometimes I'll be in the middle of like getting yelled at from one of my exes in an argument. I'll be like, I'm here for a reason. I'm doing this for a reason. This is character development.
It's
Right?
character
I
development.
chalk up my last relationship was, to sum it up, I think that relationship happened as God punishing me for being a bad boyfriend in the past. So he gave me a worse girlfriend to show me how bad things can get when I'm mean to others.
That's karma, bro. So yeah, I believe in
Yeah.
karma too. Dude.
Well,
Karma
I was
is
thinking
so
like,
real.
so I think the relationship was so bad it made me a better person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because
But
now
you,
I'm like, I
your
fucked up. This
takeaway
is
was
what happened to
good.
me. I'm gonna be a better person from now on.
You had the right takeaway because people go through breakups and they also look at the other person and go fuck that person. But like I like to go like even in the situation I'm in, like yeah, go be happy. It wasn't me. It wasn't meant for me. But you go live your life. You know, maybe you'll find happiness somewhere else. Maybe you'll achieve it in your own way. But I don't want to be like
Mhm.
fuck that bitch. You know, I don't want to live my life like that. But this was episode 1 of Never Sleep. Dream On
Never
present.
sleep. We don't sleep.
We don't
Never,
sleep.
never. I haven't slept in
Locked
6 days.
in.
We don't sleep because we don't want to reset the matrix. Just saying.
Sleep.
Do you guys have anything? Let's chill it out. Rowan, you want to do a little something real quick? Yeah,
I got
come
like
up.
Sure.
10 minutes, so yeah, let's
do it.
talk
Let's
a
wrap it
little
up.
bit.
All right, let's go. So I will say this, just to start chilling. First of all, make sure to follow all of our accounts. You got Conquer Oaks being Austin, Rowan, me, Jack, and then you got Swish God being Cole.
All in the description.
All in the description. Sub, follow, do whatever. But also on both me, Swish, and Austin streams. I don't know. Austin, do you stream? Do you stream?
I
He's
do not
going
stream,
to.
not yet.
He's going
Not yet.
to.
I'm
Not
going
yet.
to, but I had to pay a bunch of money for
Yeah.
tires, insurance, and other stuff. So I dropped like
Priorities,
$3,000,
bro.
and some of that money was supposed to be stream money to get equipment. So I'm borrowing stuff, and now I'm just streaming on my phone. So
I'm
Yeah.
getting Austin on Twitch. I'm gonna help Austin get
Yeah.
getting
But
Austin on Twitch, bro.
yeah, humble beginnings, humble beginnings.
exactly.
But we're
Humble
gonna get there.
beginning.
Make sure to follow, sub to me and Swish on Twitch. But also when Austin starts streaming, 100% go follow him. Great guy. I 100% think that legit. If Austin starts streaming, I legit think he can pass me and Swish. I'm not gonna lie.
Austin out here moving, bro.
I don't know about
Austin
that.
out here
I mean,
moving.
I would
First
like
the
to
Dreamon
blow up,
Invitational
but
win, and now Twitch partner.
Oh
affiliate?
yeah. Oh hey, Austin, show off what are you wearing, dog? Let's see that.
oh yeah,
What's
the
wearing?
jersey.
You
Jersey,
see that,
bro.
bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got the
Never
Dream On
sleep.
jersey
Never
on,
sleep.
dog.
Never sleep.
You
Never
got
sleep.
jerseys. Jerseys are in the Discord. I'll link to the Discord in the description. To piggyback off of what Jack just said, yes, follow us on Twitch, sub to us on Twitch. All of that really helps us a lot. The fall merch line is out. DreamOn 2025 fall merch. I'll have a link for that. Store's live for another 15 days, I believe. I'll have mine coming in like a week. There's some really dope designs on there. I do all the designs myself. I'm really proud of them. I hope you guys like them too. And to the people who have supported, thank you so much. I think we should do this weekly. I think this is a good time, don't you
Yeah,
think?
I'd agree.
5:30 on Mondays.
5:30 every Monday.
We'll have a new podcast every
We'll have to talk
out
about
every. Okay, we'll figure out a time, but
Yeah.
we'll give it to you sooner than later. I promise.
Mhm.
Also, one thing I want to say that we were talking about before this, in the Discord, we're gonna make a Dreamers Question text channel, and in there, Rowan, you said something about confession bot that keeps things anonymous, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people can ask us questions, and we're gonna do a little segment on here, and you guys can ask us anything. You can tell us what you're going through, and we'll try and give you some advice, so that I mean, like we can keep it all like lit and gives people an opportunity to talk. And it's also good for us because we get to engage and help people.
Yeah.
now that being said, no trolls, no fake stories, no crazy gooning stories. I don't want to hear. I don't
No.
want to read
Oh,
off
no,
that.
no,
Wait.
Oh,
Sorry.
no
I'm gonna
trolls, no trolls. I don't want to. No,
Trolls.
it would be funny, but like, yeah, I want to, or maybe do. I don't know.
no, we
I'm
ain't.
just
Well, I'm
This
being
not,
a-
podcast is like real. Only do real stories. Only
Yeah.
do real situations.
bro, look at
real
the
past
stories we
events.
shared right? If people want to troll, they obviously don't respect that. So like, no, we're not, bro. We don't give troll. Listen, over on DreamOn, bro, we don't give trolls the time of day.
No.
I got bigger things to worry. I wanna improve. Let's keep going, bro. I ain't gonna deal with these fucking
That
trolls,
Mr. Sport guy, that guy was a troll. Cause honestly, like,
dude. Yeah. All
me
these-
vale verga what that guy had to say.
dude, and we got dude. I treat them like the fucking these random e-girls that try to sell fucking AI art all the time. Like,
Dude,
dude,
I
they
see
don't.
them and I'm like, bro, that's crazy. It's just this whole
I'm gonna
thing's
send you
crazy.
guys. I have a screenshot on my phone. I gotta send you. It's fucking insane. Like how often it happens. It's just the most annoying shit in the world. And like, do whatever. That's totally off topic. Anyways, we're DreamOn. I'm Cole. Top right is Jack. Top left is Austin. I'm Swish God. That's what I go by. Rowan in the top. Hunger Oak X in the top.
Hunger
Top
Oak
right.
X,
Top right.
baby.
I was pointing at the same time. Check us out. We're gonna expand. We run DreamOn. All right.
Yes, sir.
Come be a part
Yes,
of it.
sir.
Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
watching episode 1. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys. Oh fuck! I forgot to do the
What?
raffle. I have to do the raffle.
Oh,
The raffle.
on.
Let's do the raffle. Let's do the raffle. Let's do
Hold
it.
on. Damn it! That was a great outro though.
it's all right. No. This
I-
will be a
Hey,
I
better
post
know.
outro.
credit, post credit, post credit, post
Yeah,
credit,
yeah,
post credit.
yeah.
So here is my graph. Here, if you can see this on my stream, right? This is
Yes.
Scuffed as Shit and J Bob. Shout
So,
out J Bob.
Wheel of names.
He told me this wasn't a good sub goal, and I'm aware of that now. So thank you for helping me achieve it. The next sub goal will be much different. But let's see who wins, dude. Let's see who wins this
Ooh.
shit. I'm curious, bro.
Let's go. Let's
All
go.
right. Let's go, dude. What are we gonna land on?
Oh god.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, is it Roger What is it, dude? The Phoenix.
Woo!
Congratulations. Congratulations. I will
Congrats.
screenshot that. I will be in contact with you. And oh wait, hold on. Now I'm gonna okay, sorry. There you go, guys. I had the fucking logo in the way. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. Anyways, yeah, the outro was already too good, bro. I'm not redoing that shit.
Exactly.
Thank you
Hey,
for watching
post-credit.
episode 1, guys. Peace. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching every single episode 1. We are DreamOn. Don't forget. DO baby. DO.
Yo.
Catch y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.
WS fucking podcast. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.